That was my fault. Before that, we're going to do 104, 106 Intervale Street Site Plan Special Permit Planning Board Case 417-02. Continued from the March 15th. Mr. Levin.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I'm Attorney Henry Levin, representing EY Realty LLC. The proposal is to build 4 townhouse units at 104-108 Intervale Avenue in Quincy. Currently, there is a 2-family house and a garage on the property, which was proposed to be demolished. Plans have been submitted to the board, the planning board, and it's really they're really 4 townhouses. There are only 4 areas that don't meet the zoning. One of which is if you look at the proposed drawing, there's an overhang of 1.5 feet in the front for aesthetic purposes. That brings it within the 25-foot setback. It's not under the ground. It starts on the first level. Secondly, it's the sideline and the back restrictions meet all requirements. The FAR is slightly over the allotted limit. The other one was the asphalt area. Each unit is going to have its own garage and a parking driveway in front of it. So there'll be 2 parking spaces per unit. However, under the City of Quincy zoning, you can't have more than 20 feet of asphalt. Well, each one will have like 18 feet, but it's what a single-family house would have. We're going to, I know that it's within the purview of the Board of Appeals, but I wanted to bring that to your attention. All of the other requirements, I believe, have been met. We did have a neighborhood meeting where we presented everything to the abutters. To my knowledge, there weren't any outcries of this is too much or anything like that. Actually, this is also made up of 2 lots that are together. Actually, I believe he could probably build a 2-family on each lot, but to make it aesthetically more advantageous, we're going with the 4-unit together. Is there any questions?
Any questions from the board? Mr. Lynn?
Just a question.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just about the landscaping plan.
Yes.
Because I think that, if I'm picturing the street correctly, a lot of residential houses, and
that's correct.
And it seems like the features of this house are made to blend in with that. Which I certainly appreciate.
Actually, at the request of the planning board, the roof design was changed to coordinate with the rest of the neighborhood. Originally, it was going to be a flat roof, and the planning board, or the planning department, thought it would be more aesthetically in common with the neighborhood to put a pitch roof like what we've come up with.
And I definitely appreciate that design feature. And then as far as the rest of the landscaping, is the cover to the plans that we got, is that pretty representative? The entire perimeter will be lined with trees?
Yes, that's exactly the way it's being presented.
And between the parking spaces,
there will be additional plantings.
And about how wide is that? Is that about 12 to 16 feet each? I'm just trying to get a sense of how much.
It's on here.
Yeah, but I can't tell if it's going to look like a little bit of yard or.
It's 5 feet. In other words, the driveway itself is 9 feet wide.
Yeah.
And then yeah, 9 feet wide, and then the plantings are, I believe, they're almost 10 feet.
Okay.
10 feet, 9 foot 8.
Okay, so about 20 feet of grass.
Yes.
In the middle, planted with
That's correct.
shrubs, flowers.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board?
Any other concerns from the neighbors at the neighborhood meeting? Was parking a concern on the street?
Some of the people questioned about the parking. Each unit has 2 parking spaces. And it was, you know, they asked where visitors are going to park. Well, again, I somewhat laugh because we're not going to be no different than the other neighbors. When they have visitors, if there's no parking, they park in the street. There is a sufficient parking in the street area.
So you've seen it at night?
Oh, yes.
The parking
Yeah,
situation
yeah,
is pretty
yeah. Right, right,
wide open?
yeah.
Okay, this is a public hearing. I'd ask anybody that wishes to speak to come forward, identify yourself. And as I represented at the last public hearing, if you're a little shy, we have the sheets over on the side of the window you can sign. Anybody wishing to speak on this item?
Nobody? I'll speak.
Go ahead.
This is Intervale. One thing that the attorney just,
Identify yourself.
John Woodfield, 62 Brumwell Road, but he just said that there'll be no more traffic. Well, there were 2 units there for visitors. Now there's going to be 4 units there. And there were 2, I just want to get on the record that this was on the agenda at the zoning meeting last night, and it got continued, and there were a couple people that were against the project, 2 Asian ladies I spoke to on the way out, who are very concerned with this, that they direct the butters, and you know, they think it's way too dense, and it's, again, this is Residence B. Later in the night, we have the Residence B moratorium thing coming up, so I think basically, you know, I would continue it, find out more. I mean, I pretty much, can I ask how many square feet is the total project of living area they're asking to develop?
It's 11?
Yeah.
Because my thing, it's all about living area, whether it's something's a bedroom or a living room, what is the actual living area? We don't know, you know, it's up to different people who use living area differently. So, I mean, I'm analyzing things by total living area now, and it's sometimes hard to find out.
It's each unit is roughly 17 by I believe it's 42 feet, and on 2 floors.
So that'd be about like
Yeah. Yeah.
17 by, that's roughly about 900.
Right.
Is my math right there about?
Yeah.
So they're 2 bedrooms?
Yes.
So you got 4 2-bedrooms, and how much parking for the 4 2-bedrooms?
2 parking spaces per unit.
So there's 8.
One
8
inside a
total.
garage and one outside of the driveway.
Are they tandem spaces behind each other they have to park?
Yes.
So 2 units are gonna share a tandem space?
No, no. Each one has their own driveway.
It's 4 driveways?
Yes, here they is, right here. The garage and the parking, garage parking, garage parking, garage parking.
Okay, well,
With a break, as the chairman pointed out, with a 10-foot buff zone planting in between the 2 outside ones.
okay. Okay, well, like I said, it still has to be approved at zoning, so I mean, planning's the first step anyway.
If I may say, it was
Thank you.
scheduled last night for zoning, but because zoning is not supposed to make a determination till planning, they decided to hold, it's on for, I believe, the 25th or 23rd. it was continued till then. Until the
11, you're
planning
not,
board.
as part of the petition to the ZBA, you're not asking for relief under the floor area ratio, are you?
No, no.
That was good, Mr. Robichaud, that question too. Okay. Anyone else wishing to speak? Heard last time, anyone wishing to speak? A motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Mr. Stevens?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and planning board members. The city did enlist the services of the peer review engineer Woodard and Curran. They did provide a report which should be in your packet. We did not ask for the peer review to attend this meeting. We also got similar comments from engineering. We were chasing some last-minute stormwater information, but we believe at this point that that is satisfied. I would say the planning department did work with Attorney Levin on this project. There was an original proposal for 7 units, and because of this location in Intervale Street, internal to a neighborhood, we felt that that was too dense, and that resulted in this 4-unit proposal. And as you heard earlier, when we're in a neighborhood, we really, would like to see designs that mimic and are in line with the neighborhood. And this applicant did adjust his architecturals with the roof line. So I felt that this was a good attorney to work with on this project, and there was some pretty significant back and forth. With that, I am prepared to make a recommendation to approve the site plan review, which is the only thing that is before this board is the site plan review, with some special conditions. Number 1, the applicant shall submit a construction management plan to the Inspectional Services Department at the time a demolition permit and building permit application is filed. Number 2, the applicant shall submit a final set of plans to the city engineer, which responds to the final comments listed in the Woodard and Curran peer review letter dated April 12, 2017. Number 3, the applicant shall repave the asphalt sidewalk the entire length of frontage on Intervale Street. Number 4, the applicant shall obtain all necessary variances from the Quincy Zoning Board of Appeal. Number 5, ownership and maintenance responsibilities for the proposed stormwater drainage system and all related drainage structures must be determined and specified through deed registration or an equivalent mechanism. Number 6, the applicant shall apply for a stormwater connection permit and street opening permit from the Department of Public Works before construction. Before site activities commence. Number 7, the applicant shall develop and submit a dust control plan to the Department of Health for review and approval prior to any site activity. Said dust control plan is to be implemented during any site activities to ensure compliance with state air quality regulations. Number 8, the applicant shall develop a rodent control contingency plan prior to the commencement of construction activities on site, which will include the name and contact information for on-call pest control company. Said rodent control plan shall be developed and submitted to the Department of Health for review and approval prior to obtaining their building permits. Number 9, upon completion of this project, the applicant shall submit to the Planning Board and Engineering Office as-built plans showing all utilities, building footprints, reference bounds, and benchmarks defining the total site, facilities, and rights-of-way. Plans shall be submitted in digital format acceptable to the Planning Department and Engineering Office. Number 10, the hours for construction will be as follows: 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, and all construction and delivery shall be prohibited on Sunday unless a different schedule is approved by the Chief of Police and City Traffic Engineer. That completes my recommendation.
Okay, discussion over the department's recommendation or motion?
I'll make a motion to approve based on the conditions articulated by Mr. Stevens.
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Unanimous.
Thank you, gentlemen.